Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the AMX 105 AM Milli 47. It's the Tier 4 French SPG and it's located on the south spawn of Fisherman's Bay under the command of Fluffylilkitten. Now it's armed with a 105mm gun. It's a totally original design, so nothing transfers from the Lorraine 39L AM. Now this design was actually put forward by AMX as a replacement artillery piece in 1947, that's why it's got the Milli 47, but it was not put in production, it was stopped at the design stage, so this vehicle never actually existed at all. They didn't build any prototypes or anything, but it is in the game. It was a firm proposal for the French army. Fluffylilkitten's going to fire from this bush. Okay, now he's aiming at the enemy end and he's found a couple of targets, in fact loads of targets straight away, but he's going after the tanks that are firing over on the northeast corner, dialing in on the M4. Round out. Oh, just landed just behind it. Got 14 rounds of HE and it's quite a decent little arty. I quite enjoy this little arty. I know some people have trouble with it. So once you get your crew over 100% and start getting a skill up, they actually start performing quite well. Okay, we've got T37 and T34. This is a tier 6 game, you're a tier 4 arty, which means you're going to earn a lot more XP for every shot you land on target. And unfortunately that shell missed the Type T34. And there's quite a few enemy on this side of the map. In fact, they're pushing both sides. Now one of the good things about the AMX 105 is it is also quite fast, and you'll find that as you go up the French line, the RT tends to be quite nippy at getting about, quite quick. Type T34 camping, but he's in cover now, so we can't hit him unless he comes out from behind that bunker. But the T3485, he's pushing hard, and he's coming towards us. And we fire around in him, lands to one side of him. Now we've got a fairly long reload, longish, and yeah, he's almost inside of us. In fact, he must have spotted us by now. We're auto-aiming, and we fire around him and get a lovely hit there on the T3485, but we'll have to move away because we were seen by that T3485. He couldn't miss us, but he was ignoring us because he was going after our teammates. Okay, so we found a position next to the aircraft without knocking them down, which of course will give away our position. And from here we can fire into the town. It just takes a little while to dial in the aim on this tank. Okay, trying to find a position or a tank that we can shoot at. One that's stationary for the moment. Oh, there's that Type T34 again. And he's a bit of a noob, so he's got very low health, so we might be able to take him out. If he pops out again, let's have a look. Yep, he is moving. Dialed in and round out. No, it lands a long way short. And Type T34 is killed. Okay, there's an M3 lead over on the west side. Dialing in. Got another 8 seconds for dialing to be complete. Only a second or two, and we're loaded. He fired prematurely, but he gets a kill! 30 hit points, the shell landed on target even though it wasn't fully dialed in. And the scores, well, we're 1 down at the moment. The heavies have made their way through the city and any opposition in the city has been defeated. So now we are effectively defending the cap area. Okay, Panzer IV Rage at the centre line. Now the good thing is they're not going to want to poke their nose out without getting hit by our heavy tanks, because we do have a Churchill. Which means, of course, if they do poke out, they're going to be sitting there stationary just for a little while to take a shot. But it means if we dial in, we should be able to get a good aim. Now we know that there was a SAL 42 seen behind that building. But there's no sign of him now. He's not knocking any walls down. Ah, now there's a KV-1, and he's low on health. 70 hit points. We can take him out with one shot. Okay, we're aiming for the corner, waiting for him to move through. Oh, when we took the aim away to go after the SAL 42, we should have taken a shot on the KV-1 first. And we've got a Cromwell down there who's not even aware of what's going on. And we fire around in and we miss the SAL, but the Cromwell did... Oh no, the Matilda took out that SAL. So the Cromwell is just oblivious. I think he might be a bot. It's more than likely it's a bot. He's just sitting there taking fire, not moving at all. There's the KV-1. We fire around him. It's just too late. The KV-1's moved forward. And yeah, he's going after that Cromwell. And he's killed by the Matilda. And there's the Covenanter firing rounds at the Cromwell. Again, who's still not doing anything. But we take the Covenanter out. That's a really good shot there. 152, but it wasn't fully dialed in, but doesn't matter. It's still a kill. Panzer 4H a little further up. Can we get a dial in on him? Okay, we're almost loaded. Dialing him, still 6 seconds to go. Gonna have to lead shot, round out. Oh, he's dead before we can land the shot. Our Panzer 4H saw his. But we lost our Churchill 3 to their T67, who's up on the midline. So we're having a look at the midline now. You can see that the arc is actually quite wide on this AMX. And yeah, Churchill's just sitting, the Cromwell's just sitting there doing absolutely nothing. It's like he's not taking part, but it means he must be a bot. He must be a bot. There's no other reason for it. That Cromwell should not be sitting there after seeing those tanks. Oh, and he's moving! Fluffylilkitten said, "You are blocking my target," and now he's moving. And there's an M4 over there with very low health. He's definitely a one-shot. We're dialing in. 5 seconds to go. Oh, we fired prematurely, but we still got the kill! Amazing! Normally I'd recommend you dial in fully on the target before you shoot to get an accurate shot. So that brings our number of kills up to 3. Got the T67 up there, our T67, which is not a top T67 because he's still got the covered turret, and their one is top because he's got the open turret. There's a P2640, that's the tier 4 Italian, and that's a dangerous tank. It's quite a good one, but he's low on health now. 15-9 hit points. We fire a round in. No, we haven't yet. Somebody else fired in. We fire in, and it lands next door to him but doesn't do any damage. Now the reload is slightly over 10 seconds. I think it's about 12 seconds on this Arty. We're not getting an indication of the reload time. Normally the mods will tell us that. Leading shot, round out. Looks good. It is good! 47 hit points, takes him out, kills that. That's 4 kills now. So, Fluffylilkitten's doing very well, actually. Oh, but he's taking him around from T67. Get out of there quick. Oh, too late. He hasn't got a sixth sense, obviously, and that's the reason why he didn't get any warning, and he's now out of the game. And look, here's our Cromwell hiding. And I can only surmise that he's a totally new player who's made his way up to the Cromwell by sitting at the back of the battlefield, not playing at all, to get enough XP to get a Cromwell, because it is a tier 6, and this is the standard Cromwell, not the premium one. That's all I can suspect, is that he's not really taken part in enough battles to know what to do. Well, there's only 2 Artys and that M8A1 now left alive on the enemy team. T67 was dealt with. We've got an SU-8, which is a tier 6 Soviet, and a T-82 HMC, which is a tier 4 American. Now the SU-8 is by far the most dangerous of those two because he's a 152mm howitzer. The M8A1 is fast, but we know where he is, and the M44 is facing off against him. M44's got a 155mm howitzer, but oh, unfortunately he has been killed. And the M44 is saying uncomplimentary things about the other team members. Now, where is the SU-8? There he is! He's up ahead. And he misses the first shot. Gets the second one in. And moves to avoid the return shot. Just be careful. At close range, the SU-8 is quite deadly. There he is. Oh, well, he takes a hit, but he does take the SU-8 out of the game. And that means the T-82 HMC must be further south. And we've gone to the Panzer IV-H. In fact, the most experienced player on the team is the P-43. And he's closing in on the position where the T-82 and the M8A1 are likely to be. Cromwell's moving south as well. I think they're all going to come across them at the same time, and if they do, then it'll be over very, very quickly. So Cromwell comes out from behind, or does he? No, not yet. Now he ought to. Yes, he ought to join the P-43. Two tanks together. It makes it very difficult for the enemy to take you both down. One of you is going to get the kill, one of you will survive, and the enemy is capping. And I suspect that's probably the T-82. Oh, but he stopped capping. Panzer IV-H is moving down. Oh, that's an Arty round. There's the T-82. Yes, it was the T-82. Went through the cap. And he misses on his shot. Oh, and there's the M8A1. So we now know where they are. T-82's a one shot. He's gone. Now, it's the M8A1, which is the most dangerous one of those pair, because obviously he's got an accurate gun. And our Matilda is capping at the moment. And we've lost our Panzer IV-H to the M8A1, but the other two are continuing to fire in. Really, it's very painful sometimes watching players who are inexperienced make these mistakes, obviously, that you wouldn't make yourself. I should think that M8A1 is at this moment rushing north as fast as he can to try and get a reset, because obviously a reset means a defender's medal, and he's got the sort of gun that can actually penetrate the Matilda and get a reset. If he's got the 57mm, and he probably has. Excuse me. Yep, he's not here. He's moved north. Okay, so chase him north as fast as you can. They're indicating to the Matilda, but... oh, there's the M8A1. He's seen the Matilda, and he's got the reset. Now, did he get enough off that reset to get a defender medal? But the Matilda kills him. So that's game. Fluffylilkitten said, if we lose this game, I'm sending it into general disturbance or jingles. Well, yes, one of us will more than likely do the video. It's a bit painful to watch. Anyway, it was a victory. They did win, and Fluffylilkitten got a second-class tanker. It's the first second-class tanker he's had in the AMX 105 AM Milli 47. He also got a fighter badge for getting 4 kills, and he managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 5 exactly. So, win 8 of 1455. Team score. Well, if we look at team score, we can actually see it's the KV-1 on the enemy team who managed to do best. He got 1,148 hit points, and that's mostly because he killed our tanks that were going through the town. Did a lot of damage to them. He got 2 kills from those tanks going through the town. The M8A1 did manage to get that defender medal by resetting the cap, and he got a win 8 of 3567. So good luck to him. Unfortunately, Fluffylilkitten only managed to get 383 hit points of damage, but he did pick up the highest number of kills in the game, 4. And the Matilda and the M8A1 only managed to get 3 kills between them. When it came to base XP, it was the Matilda who managed to get the highest amount, 65, sorry. And then the M44 with 611, then the Type 64 with 524. Fluffylilkitten came in with 419. And the M8A1 on the enemy team got 408, so he wasn't that far behind. So, detail report. He fired 14 rounds, got 5 direct hits, 5 penetration, and damage of 383 hit points, of which 249 were at more than 300 meters. So he did get some close range hits, and one of those was on T-3485. He received 2 hits from the enemy. They were both penetrations. They both did kill him. In fact, one of them killed him. He damaged 5 of the enemy, killed 4 of them, and did damage assistance of 35 hit points. On a premium count, he earned 13,991 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply, he got 10,098 credits. He earned 628 XP times 2 for the first victory, took away 1,257 experience points altogether. But he says he calls this replay Clueless Cromwell. Well, he was a bit of a clueless Cromwell because he really didn't understand it, and I expect actually that probably he really was not occupied with the battle. He was more interested in just picking up the XP from being in the battle, because when those enemy tanks were just sitting there in front of him, he wasn't firing at all, and he should have been trying to take them out immediately. But there again, he'll probably learn eventually. One thing that did impress upon me though is that Fluffylilkitten was firing prematurely. He hadn't dialed in his aim fully, although he got kills on 2 occasions from not being fully dialed in on the enemy. Mostly, one was on the P2640, the other was on the M4. It would help him to get kills even more if he got the aim info mod and then saw how much time it took for the Arty to dial in fully and then fired. Because I found with this Arty, if you let it dial in completely so the clock gets down to 0, then you get accurate shots on the enemy. It's much easier to get kills that way. But that's just a little tip for Fluffylilkitten. I know Fluffylilkitten does play a lot of other tanks other than Arty, but it was certainly nice to see this battle, and it was amazing to see some of those shots land on target so accurately, even though they weren't fully dialed in. But it was good that at least that it was a win. So if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.